This is episode 19.
The episode where everyone dies.
I don't think anybody's going to die. Actually, that's not true. We have some segments lined up that may or may not kill some people.
I don't know if you're actually alive, because right now, the call makes you sound like a robot. Like, I can totally understand every word you're saying. You sound like an evil robot cyborg.
Oh, well, I am an evil robot. Oh, okay. Well, evil is a subjective term, but I mean, I am definitely a
sounds
cyborg.
like something a robot would say.
They'd use the word subjective because they understand subjectivity. Segment 1. We're gonna do a segment that we haven't done since like episode 6, I think, called "Things I Hate About the Things I Love." And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring to the table things that we love. I don't know.
Good old Noah, he does a podcast for me, but I hate his stupid voice.
Yeah, exactly. He loves he loves me for doing the podcast, but he hates me because of everything else. Like, exactly. That's a great example, Tendo.
Thing to say.
It's fine. I'll cut it out. I have the editing power.
No, the real reason I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
It's not because of the voice.
No.
There's so many reasons, and the voice is just probably at the bottom.
I hate
of the
you
list.
because your T-shirts are so darn good.
Oh, I do actually like my T-shirts. Oh wait, do you mean the ones that I make or the one that I? Hey, I sold an eye. Was that you? Did you buy that? I don't know.
It was me.
Oh my gosh, you bought a T-shirt of mine. Hey, listeners of the podcast, if you want to buy a T-shirt from me and support me, and go to tpublic.com/NomichPlays. Unfortunately, it's still NomichPlays because I can't change it, which is stupid, and I hate it, but it's okay. Link in the show notes. Anyway, so, Tendo, what's the first thing that you have that you love?
I love peanut butter.
So do I.
I really like peanut butter. Peanut butter's the best. Like, you got protein, you got sugar, you got that taste that can only be described as peanut butter. I
actually had peanut butter on a piece of toast today with honey.
See,
delicious.
You slap it on anything. You can even just. I know a lot of people. Sometimes I just grab just a big old spoonful and just eat it because peanut butter. I love it in all those regards, but I have to say, and basically we could rename this segment to First World Problems, but the way it sticks in your mouth and the way it just stays there, like if you're just like on the go. Like, and you just eat some peanut butter, that's not gonna leave. That's gonna take like an hour before your mouth naturally can like get rid of that. And if you have peanut butter, like say before you brush your teeth, it doesn't matter how thoroughly you brush those teeth, because you're still gonna taste peanut butter in your mouth, and it's still gonna be everywhere inside of your mouth.
Yeah, and it'll still be all as delicious. And as I discovered today, when you get the oils on your hands, it still smells like peanuts.
Yep, it still smells like oily peanuts.
Delicious. Okay, so mine is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I like what they did with, trying to make an interconnected world with cinema, and it was
very ambitious,
unprecedented, and they've done really well. What I hate about it is the fact that DC and a bunch of other companies are trying to do something similar, and they all suck at it.
Yes, it is very profitable.
Yeah.
So I can understand why a bunch of other people would try to do it, because it'll make people go to a movie even if they don't care what it's about. There's just that name attached to it. Yeah. For a second there, I thought we were about to go into one of the two things that the podcast always ends up turning into.
Transformers?
Don't even say it. No.
What's the other one that it always goes into?
Like, it's objectively bad, but I subjectively enjoy it.
Yeah, so objectively bad. Yes, that was also another thing that we brought up.
Yes, that's what it was.
It was.
When we kept defining things as objectively bad because, I don't know,
or objectively good and subjectively terrible.
Some authority, has made us believe that something is objectively good or bad when it's not how things work.
No, not usually. And I'd like to go on the record that I don't even like the Transformers. I do not like them because I don't like meaningless violence and blowy uppy stuff. Some people do like that, and if you do, honestly, I think that's good on you because you can enjoy something that I just can't, which is...
Okay, well, you know what I do love, though?
What?
I love cats. I like cats.
Really?
I like lots of animals.
Well, we're no longer friends anymore. Just kidding.
Hey, we've discussed this many times. I love cats. Cats are great. You know why I hate cats, Noah?
For the same reason everyone hates cats.
Can you think of any reason why I would hate
cats? They claw you and they destroy you.
I'm allergic to them. I'm allergic to cats. So, I can't sleep or kind of like lay down in like houses where people have like cats indoors in like on couches and beds. Well, I can. I just the next day or like an hour or two later, I'm just super sneezy. And a lot of times I like just start bawling. But besides that, it's gotten good enough that I can still interact with them. I can still touch them. I can still pet them. I can still love them. But
man,
yeah.
I kind of wish that I was allergic to cats, so I'd have an even better excuse to not like cats.
See, my logic is if you're allergic to it, you wanna go after it more, which is why I've learned to love peanut butter despite being allergic to peanuts. That's a joke. I want to stop it right there and say that that's a joke. I don't want to offend anyone.
My next one is animation, which I feel like now that I write it down, I feel like we talked about this in the previous.
I feel it sounds like a horse we've beaten to death, but go ahead.
Hey, I really like animation because I like the way it looks and I like the way that it can. So many things can be expressed through it, but I think making it takes a long time, and you have to have determination, just like making anything. But like it's so time consuming, and now that I'm in a 2D animation class, it's even worse because it's so much work.
Extremely tedious. You have to have the right side kind of like mindset.
Yeah,
and
you do.
Work ethic. If like there's very few other jobs that I would say you could transition from that to animation and like not be completely overwhelmed by just like the sheer like amount of time you have to put in to create such a small piece of art.
And the thing about animation is that there's no way around that. And there's ways that you can make it more efficient, but it's always going to be time consuming, especially if you're doing frame by frame.
There's the Flash argument with being able to move parts of, the body and using templates and stuff like that, which is fine. And there's also 3D animation, which by manipulating 3D objects, you can have the computer calculate the movement between them. And of course, there's always, there's the technology where, they've been able to make 3D animation look like 2D animation, but they still had to draw on top of the 3D animation.
Which is still time consuming.
Right. But yep. Something I love is I love listening to music. I don't know very many people that are like, oh no, I never listen to music. And I mean, I was like that for a few years, actually most of my life. But off and on, I'll get back into it, and it's nice, it's calming. Whatever you love music, that's bigger than this discussion. But what I hate is when you listen to a certain song or a genre that you like a lot and you listen to it to death.
And it ruins it
to the point where it gets not just stale or boring, but it gets sad. Like you can't listen to it anymore because you've heard it so many times that it invokes a negative emotion.
Yeah, it makes you angry and then it makes you sad because you don't like it anymore, even though it's still a good song.
Right, or you're mad because you know how much you used to like it.
Yeah.
And now you're mad because you wish you could get that again, but you can't.
You can't, and you never will.
Well, that's not necessarily true. You'll come back to it 4 years later, and it'll then have nostalgic value, and then you'll enjoy it again.
Unless it's tied with something that makes you sad.
Okay, yeah, there's that. That's worse. It's like when you listen to it to, like, cope with something maybe. Actually, that's kind of cathartic. Like being able to listen back on a song at maybe a sad period in your life or something you associate to something sad and listening to it and like kind of reminiscing in a way. I wouldn't say it's terribly bad. I guess I'm just more referring to over listening to something to the point
I know what you mean. I know exactly. That's how it was for... Well, also like when 21 Pilots Stressed Out was basically the only one that was ever played. And like and the only one that people knew, I hated that song because it was overplayed and like it. But now I listen to it because I don't listen to the radio or anything anymore. And so I listen to it now and I'm like, this is a good song. It's a good song. And I don't like songs that I actually genuinely like to be ruined for me because of other reasons that isn't just about the music. But
Right.
yeah, that's also something. Anyway, this one I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on. Or maybe completely disagree. We'll find out. I love school, and I might be biased because I was homeschooled, so I had an entirely different school experience than all of the people my age. But I like to learn, and I like when it's done well, when teaching is done well and done properly, I love it. But I hate homework, which being homeschooled, all of my schoolwork was homework, but that didn't make it any less stupid because I have a life out of school. And some teachers actually respect that and understand that, and they don't put too much work on you, and that's great.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I think a lot of people hate school in general, either because of that or because a multitude of other reasons. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that, but there's also plenty of other things I, greatly dislike about school. But yeah,
actually,
in general,
I think the public school system is kind of broken, unfortunately. But I don't know what we could do to fix that. But that is a conversation for another day, which I don't want to get into now.
Yeah.
Segment 2. This is a new segment that we're going to be doing called Silver Lining, which I based off a YouTube series known as Positively Canadian that Jack's Films was on once. You know Jack's Films, our old friend Jack Douglas, friend of the pod.
Oh, yeah, you bet. The Metapod, yeah.
Yes, the Metapod, the first generation Pokemon. Anyway, I will leave a link in the show notes to that, and you can watch that video. It's quite fun, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to present their co-host, me to Tendo and Tendo to I, situations or things that are considered negative or bad, and we need to try to find the silver lining or the positive aspects of those, and have to think of as many as we can within 30 seconds. And then at the end of the 3 rounds, whoever has the most points collectively wins. Does that make sense?
Oh, there's a winner. Oh, boy.
There is a winner. There's
Rolling
a winner and a
up the
loser.
Sleeves. Okay, well.
Actually, my sleeves have already been rolled up, but I will roll them up even further.
Okay, well, now I got to keep points to beat you. Okay. Well,
yep, and a
fair
timer.
enough. I got a timer. I mean, Google got
I have a
one,
30-second timer.
Okay.
Okay, Tendo, would you like to start?
You bet.
Okay, the first one is not having enough legroom. Go.
Okay, so you don't want enough legroom because you're actually trying to hide in like the best hiding spot in the entire world. Also, you have like really small legs, so like it's not that big of a deal, and it actually like is kind of a compliment for you to be able to say, there's not enough legroom, because then people are like, oh man, he must have big legs, kind of thing.
Yes.
And another reason why you wouldn't want a lot of legroom is because the person in front of you is someone that you really respect, and you want them to have as much space as possible.
That's 3. So, that was good. Yeah. I really liked the second one that you did with, if you have really short legs, then not having enough seems flattering, as if you have long legs.
All right. Noah?
Yes.
You are at work or somewhere or school, and you realize you accidentally left your oven running.
Okay, so the good thing about that is the fact that you remembered, so you don't have a broken memory. So like that's a plus. And another positive is that that means you were actually cooking something. That means you were actually putting in the time to make something that you can eat later, and you can learn from your mistakes and put a note on your car saying, "Did you leave the oven running?" And it will make you a more productive person. And you can always make more food later, but at least it didn't burn down your house. Okay. At least it didn't burn your house. That was 4.
There we go.
There we go. Look at that. Look at the silver linings.
I love how the way we interpreted it. Well, obviously you interpreted it correctly, but like yours was like, how is this like a good thing? How can we, boost ourselves? And mine's like, in what fantastical situation can I make this a good thing? Because it's terrible.
It's it's the different types of questions. Okay, Tendo, your next one is, how is other people chewing with their mouths open a good thing?
Because you're a secret agent and you need to know what's inside their mouth, so you need to watch their mouth and make sure that's happening. Or if you really like the sound of somebody like chewing, that's great. Also, that person might be starving, so it's really good to finally like hear them eat, and so maybe they're like eating ravenously, and so that's like really good for them because they're finally getting food. And another great thing about that is maybe
Time's up.
you hate yourself.
Wow, what?
I was
you hate
really gonna
yourself,
try to
just-
squeeze in a fourth.
Nope.
I thought I
Nope.
could do it.
You can't, obviously. Okay. So, what's the next one, Tendo?
This is an elaborate one. This is kind of more along the lines of my idea of like setting up the situation, like talking about what circumstance this would be positive.
Oh,
But
okay.
Noah, you were supposed to keep a secret from someone, and it was accidentally revealed to them.
Okay.
Go.
Well, one good thing is the fact that now they know, and now your relationship with them will be better because there's no secrets amongst each other, except of all the other secrets. But that's not relevant. Another one is that if I was supposed to keep the secret, then maybe harm would have come to them, but I would have not known it. So I'm actually saving their life. And another one is I'm a secret agent and I need to see in their mouth. Wait, no. That was the last one.
Stop.
I'm a secret agent and I got fired. That's a bad thing. I can't think of any more. Honestly, that's such a I got 2. We're currently tied at 6-6. Okay, Tendo, are you ready to hear your last one?
Yes.
Okay. Name as many good things that you can to say about crying babies.
Crying babies is great because it means that the baby is alive. The baby might be crying because you found out that it's actually allergic to something and it's actually dying. So now you can stop it from having that so that you know that it's not going to die later. It's also great that it's crying because it means it's getting enough salt and moisture into its body to be able to produce those tears. It's also great that it's crying because it means that you can hear it crying, and your hearing is great. That's a really good thing. Also, it means you have a child.
I don't think it means that you have a child.
It means that you know a child, that the child is alive, and you know where it is.
You got 5, and those are actually pretty good.
Oh, they were
and
so
it means you have a child.
I was really stretching.
My favorite one was, and it means that you have good hearing, and you can hear it, and that's a good thing. Okay, so there's one more that you have for me. If I can get 6 points in this, I win. If I get under 5, I'm completely screwed. And
Here's the thing, though. It's hard to be competitive because since we're creating the prompts for each other, I could totally just like make you lose by giving you the worst ones. And this one,
you
isn't that
could.
great.
Oh man.
This one is. I'll give you like 2 seconds after I say the prompt before I start the time. You are in control of like launch codes, and you accidentally sent like missiles, like your nuclear missiles, to another nation or a country.
Okay.
So,
go. Well, the one good thing is the fact that now I don't have to freak out and be completely nervous and nerve-wracking at my job, because now I've already launched the missiles, so I'm like, to heck with it. Another reason is that what is this a bad I sent it to a bad country and they were threatening us, so I blew them up and it's fine. Another good thing is that because of this, I know that I have hands that work and a brain that can control them, and I have a good memory because shoot, I don't know.
That was such a specific situation.
It's fine. Now we know that in the future we do it less specific.
Yes, we do it less specific, and we'll probably interpret it better. That was a fun one, though.
It was. I really liked this idea. Maybe we could think of all the bad things about a good thing.
Ooh, I like that, because then we could be cynical and negative and make our viewers think that we don't see the bright side of life.
No, and I think that it's a lot more fun to think pessimistically than it is to think optimistically, which is not a good thing, I don't think. I mean, it's a bad thing.
I think you have to be more creative is the thing, though. Because with this, you could always just be like, anything happening, there you have a reaction to, which is a stimulus to
Yeah.
a sense. So we could say, hey, that sense is working. You can smell, you can taste, you can see, you can hear, etc. kind of thing. Or you're alive,
Yeah, which is what
Those are
most
good
of them were.
things.
They are good things, and
if
that's
you can
great.
hear what I'm saying right now, if you're listening to this podcast, you can hear. Congratulations. That's
now, if you
a
are
pretty awesome
listening
thing.
to this podcast and you can't actually hear what we're saying, why are you just doing it to feel the vibrations
If
on
you
your?
can't see us, that means you're blind. I'm sorry. It's not because this is an audio-only podcast. It means you can't see. Whatever you're seeing right now, or you think you're seeing, you're imagining it.
Are we all blind?
Am I fired?
Maybe. We'll find out after this episode.
Oh, boy.
Segment 3. Segway.
So basically, we were having a discussion, and we try to tie in each of our consecutive random Wikipedia article that we find, which we search for a new one once our last topic has been discussed. My question to you, Noah, is: do we want to make this more of a discussion where we're actually talking about things, or do we just want to see how fast we can get through as many stupid things?
I think we should see how fast we can get through as many stupid things.
I would agree.
Okay. Yeah. And I think we should have a cap. 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah.
3-minute timer. Okay.
Sounds
let's go.
good.
So we will do this for 3 minutes. I will have the timer going. You're going to start it because I'm going to start the timer. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so, oh gosh. Ahmedabad is located in Bagadan Taluka, which is the Jagiellon district, which is in India. It's a great division. It's west from the district headquarters, which is pretty cool. But yeah, India, it's a small place in India, and nobody knows anything about it. It's just a
wait,
place.
did you say it's a small place in India?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
What a coincidence. Did you know that Nagatai Manaopoto is a small tribe and a small region that nobody knows about, with a population of 33,627 in New Zealand.
New Zealand?
In
you know
New
what
Zealand,
I hear
yeah.
New Zealand is known for? They're awesome rock bands, many of which were probably under the label of Relevation Records, which is an independent record label for many of your favorite rock bands that you've probably listened to. Like Youth of Today, Warzone, Sick of It All, Side by Side, Chain of Strength, Shelter, Judge, No for an Answer, Gorilla Biscuits, the best
Gorilla
rock band in the
Biscuits?
world.
Wait,
Gorilla Biscuits.
Did you say Gorilla Biscuits?
I did.
Biscuits. Did you know that what we call cookies, they call biscuits in the UK?
Yeah.
And speaking of the UK, there's this guy named Liam Green, and he was born on the 27th of August, 1985 in England, and he is an English footballer, also known as a soccer player.
Oh, sweet. That's pretty close to where Rome is in England.
Kind of.
You know that. And there's this great guy there that I know named Giulio Mario Odisacalchi. He's a great Roman Catholic bishop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was
that
a
makes sense.
brother of one of the popes that was alive. The many of the popes that were alive.
Oh, yeah. Wait, did you say in Rome?
Yeah.
Speaking of places that start with R, Rio de Janeiro is a place, and there's also a river that is in Rio de Janeiro known as the Conceição River, and it is in the Rio de Janeiro state in southeastern Brazil. True story.
Did you know actually Brazil, I hear, is pretty split. A lot of people down there are they don't feel like they have a lot of national unity. It sounds like they need something that Afghanistan did called national reconciliation, which is the establishment of so-called national unity in countries that have a lot of political problems.
Oh, political?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
did you know that Jose Posada is the president, which is politics, of Spain, Galicia, Spain, and also that's our time.
Sweet.
I got through 4.
If I started and you got through 4,
that means you probably got through 4.
Yeah. And
we got
good
through
thing,
4 in
because
3
my
minutes.
next one has literally 2 lines on it, the entire article.
Yeah, the one for Liam Green is literally 2 lines. It's Liam Green, born blah, is an English footballer, and it says Green was released by Doncaster
Yep.
Rovers in May.
My
That's
next one
his whole thing.
is just a retired Italian rhythmic gymnast.
Wow, that's awesome. And we were talking about Rome, right? Except we aren't anymore, but we were.
Yeah.
I really like that
Segway.
segment. And maybe in the future we'll maybe do like a few rounds, or we'll do 1 5-minute round or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's
We'll
alright.
play around with it. Segment 4, Corny Humor. We're going to do this segment, and basically what we're going to do is I'm going to find a few really corny jokes that have stupid
jokes. He means terrible jokes.
bad jokes that have terrible, awful punchlines that I find actually funny, but sometimes just absolutely ridiculous. And Tendo needs to try to guess the punchline. I'm going to tell him the joke, and he's kind
They're
of...
so corny and so predictable that
Uh-huh.
technically I should be able to figure out what the joke is before
Mm-hmm.
he reveals it.
Tendo,
Yes.
what do you call a sleeping bull?
Let's think. Bull. So bull, we can talk about horns. We can talk about them being a cow or a calf or a male bull, bison. There's no bison puns in there. Sleeping, milk, meat, steak, anything to do with sleeping. I got nothing.
A bulldozer.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't have possibly thought of that. Compound word? Dang.
How do you make... I'm sorry. What did the swordfish say to the marlin?
What's a marlin?
I don't know. It's another type of fish.
Well, that's a whole lot of help.
A marlin is a swordfish.
Okay. Well, if it's asking what they said, I have no idea what the pun's gonna be.
They said, "You're looking sharp."
That's pathetic and sad.
Oh.
It's bad. It's a bad one. 0 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Hey, another cow one. Why do cows wear bells?
Oh gosh, I feel like I've heard this one. So you can hear them coming. Let me think. Why do they wear bells? They wear bells because I'm out today. I can't think of any of these.
Because their horns don't work.
Boo! Boo!
Moo.
Get off
moo,
the stage. No.
Moo.
No.
Moo.
No. No moos.
Moo. Get
No.
off the stage.
No.
Segment 5.
No, we have a word of the day, right? What is it?
Well, the word is an adjective. Phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic. Wow. Oh boy, what does phlegmatic mean? I've never heard it in my entire life.
Phlegmatic. Not given to action or reaction. Sluggish or calm in temperament.
That's how I feel right now. I feel phlegmatic. Is that what it is? Phlegmatic?
Yes. Phlegmatic. PHLEGMATIC.
Welcome to the phlegmatic podcast. I would prefer that name, actually.
The Phlegmatic podcast? Yeah.
Yeah, our podcast would do what like Chill Step did to the EDM like scene.
It would just
As
make
in
all podcasts
As in have no one
boring.
take it seriously because it's so relaxed and like such non-content. We just sit around and be like, I don't know, what do you want to do?
Sounds entertaining, except it doesn't. It sounds awful.
Hey,
We
when you're
will
in
try
that
to be
mood, don't you want to
less
sit around?
phlegmatic.
Don't you want to listen to two other people be the same way?
Absolutely not. That's the complete opposite of what I want.
Have you ever gotten together with friends and you all just sit in a circle and be like, I don't know, what do you want to do? Just being phlegmatic? I want to have a communal experience with that.
a communal phlegmaticism?
Yes. Communal phlegmaticism. Hold on. Can I work that into like the title of a movie or a television show? Or I just like the ring it has to it.
Phlegmaticism. I don't even know if that's actually the correct noun version of it.
I mean, anything with attic at the end, I believe you can just
Ism.
ism it.
Well, I know what the episode title of this is going to be. Communal phlegmaticism. It's definitely not a word. Okay. Well, that was an episode that started out well and didn't end too well. Yeah. Season 2 starts on episode 21. More information next episode. Tendo, would you like to take us out?
Of course I would. So there you are. You are you are a Roman Catholic bishop. You forgot your name. I don't know what it is. But the silver lining is you have that peanut butter taste in your mouth, and you really like peanut butter. Unfortunately, you're supposed to like talk to a bunch of people today, but you're also feeling very phlegmatic, and maybe that was because you ate so much peanut butter earlier. But that's all right, because luckily you're wearing a bell, because your horns don't work. Is that a joke? Is that what we're going with?
No.
The horns don't work, really? Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. All right, have a good day.
Also, I really like the thought of changing this segment to first world problems.
Oof, that would be. I don't know how I'd like that. Acknowledging the fact that a large portion of our discussion segments are talking about very small, minute problems.
It's awful and I hate it, but it's okay. It's fine. Whatever.
It's fine.